Well, the UN has good offices, and certainly the Secretary General and the UN are working to try, like everyone else, to get the United States and North Korea back to the negotiating table. This is a bit of jockeying in anticipation of those negotiations, and so the North Koreans have sent off volleys of short-range missiles, and the United States has taken this ship to American Samoa. But remember, the ship was actually seized last year by Indonesia in 2018, so it's a matter of the docking in American Samoa. But North Korea is responding as we'd anticipated.
And he also mentioned that this is a violation of the summit agreement between Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump. So where do you see that going from here?
Well, they're talking about the spirit of the agreement and the pledge by both in Singapore to a new relationship. Clearly, the second summit in Hanoi did not lead to an ending that saw any type of signed agreement, and in fact, an early walkaway by President Trump. But the North Koreans have every reason, given their economic concerns, to get back to the negotiating table. And certainly the Trump administration would like to see forward movement in this area, and forward movement, as does the international community, desire for denuclearization. So this is all part of that back and forth, and it's part of what's led now to a step up not only in North Korean arms test in terms of those volleys of short-range missiles, but also now the more hostile rhetoric relative to this. But remember, this is done at a level where they're testing one another. We're not dealing with long-range missiles on the part of North Korea, and we're not dealing with anything outside the law by the Americans. In fact, the United States, in its filing in federal court, had a very strong legal justification, and this is clearly a ship that was in violation of United Nations sanctions.
So the international sanctions, though, how much is it affecting everyday life and overall economy in North Korea?
Well, the reports are that for the average North Koreans, especially those outside of Pyongyang, it might be having an effect. And clearly they're struggling with the other economic necessities in North Korea, given its failed economy. And North Korea this year has a significant drought and an anticipated food shortfall. There's tremendous need in North Korea. It's probably impacting the regime, hence they came to Hanoi with the demand that sanctions be lifted. And so clearly it's had an impact, but North Korea is pushing ahead then toward in its effort for economic modernization, and necessary for that is a lifting of sanctions. But to get that lifting of sanctions, the Security Council will insist on progress on denuclearization, meaning declarations and verification of what North Korea has developed.